Good morning, it's me again. I'm having a rather productive week, though I'm still feeling kind of crummy because of the weather. It snowed this morning. The weather's been a little warmer than it normally is, and so it's been creating some issues. But I managed to get some stuff done this week. I got my phone calls done yesterday. The SHS took forever, as it normally does. But I redid my food stamps, and so that I confirmed one of my appointments with Social Security. I got a text this morning about one of them, um, which I take as a good sign. And then just out of the blue, I just made like $50 in sales at my Famous Joe's just on a Tuesday for some reason. So that's a good thing because that means that either I'm starting to establish and I may be um, expecting bigger checks coming forward, and that'd be really good because I'd really like to not have to worry about government supporting me, but at the same time, it's hard to make a lot of money on the doing craft sales, especially when I don't have a vehicle and I can't do the art shows and stuff like that. But I am really grateful for Famous Joe's. If I sell any more, I'm gonna have to send John up with a box. But I don't think he'll mind too much. He can probably just leave the box there because people are always looking for stuff to put other stuff in. Um, uh, uh, Boy, my brain just went nuts. I heard the sirens. There's something going on at the homeless camp. No idea what it is. That's what I'm planning on doing. The cops sent me a letter. Well, they sent to the residents, not to anybody specific, but they sent the letter for us to contact this guy, and I just haven't gotten around to it. So I'm hoping maybe I can find some time to do that today and like talk to them about like our experience with the homeless camp. But we really haven't had too many negative experiences. We're also not keeping things like out in the open, or at least nothing of value. So if they do take something, it's usually just trash. Like I think I said before, my roommate had left tires in the backyard and they got stolen. I mean, big shock. Um, but again, they weren't of any value. They were flat. So only thing I think that they would use them for is maybe to start fires because they do this weird thing where they put wood or whatever they want to burn inside a used tire and then they set that on fire and the tire burns. And that's probably, I think that sounds like what could have happened a while back when the trailer burnt. The trailer burnt and two tents got melted. Nobody got hurt, thank God. And the dog that was in the trailer, they actually managed to save it. So there's that. I do feel bad for the homeless people. The weather around here, especially in winter, it is freezing fucking cold most of the time. And in summer, it's so fucking hot. It's like it can get like 120, which is ridiculous for Washington. But yeah, and they're just out there in this field. There's no windbreak, no shade. They're just out there. And I wish there was something I could do to help them, but I'm just little old me. I don't have the money to build whatever structures they might need, like rehab. Because one thing I have noticed is a lot of them do have drug problems, and there does seem to be some mental health issues, but I don't know how much of that is drugs or actually mentally ill. Um, but that's very common with the homeless population. If you can't get these people to go in, they built a brand new shelter, and almost immediately they had problems there because some of the people did get in were arguing. Just they'll argue over bed space. Um, some people actually think they're better than other people, even when they're homeless, because they're not doing anything to prove why they think they're better than other people, which is probably a mental illness thing. But anyways, they're just I don't know what to do. I don't have the resources. I don't know what resources would actually be helpful for these people because I don't really know. I don't have a clear knowledge of what's going on with them. But I do feel bad for them because I mean they're still people mostly. Um, but we like I said, we haven't had a lot of problems with just random people like Shania came home last night and some weirdo was standing in one of our yards. She wasn't real clear if it was our yard or the neighbor's yard. It was just standing there. It looked like all she was wearing was a cloak, and she just asked for a cigarette. And Shania's like, no. and like shot into the house and locked all the doors. But other than just weird, occasionally random people showing up in our backyard, we don't cause any problems. We don't really have that many problems with them. Like I said, we don't. I tell the kids, do not leave anything of value unsecured in the yard or on the porches. Do not. Always make sure that people know when we're expecting packages. That way we can get them and not the homeless people. Um, yeah, but the only real problem that we're noticing, other than just like randos turning up in the yard, not really even seeming to know where they're at, is that the screaming. The screaming is concerning because there's out there freaking the fuck out, screaming for help, claiming somebody's attacking them, and you go out and look and nobody's there except for them. There's just one person out there freaking out because they're so high they think things are happening and it's not. Um, and the real disturbing thing was early on in this happening. I mean, the cops don't show up. We call the cops, they don't show up. One of the people that was doing this that we'd actually seen was a 15-year-old runaway, and when they finally found her, it just kind of makes me wonder if they had shown up that night when we called to even do a welfare check, would she have been okay? I mean, I don't remember if she was dead or not, but it wasn't good. It was not good at all. And it just, but how do you express that this is really a thing when there's just so much going on? So I mean, I look at the Spokane News and there's just all this weirdness, just all of a sudden. It's like everybody decided to have a good Christmas and then they freaked the fuck out right after. So I don't know. But hopefully I can get that into the police and they can, because they probably have resources and they probably know what to do for these people and more than I would. I don't know if you can help all of them because that's just the fact with them is some people just don't want to be helped. They don't really fully understand where they are in life and they don't want to be helped. And as sad as that is, that it is what it is. That's you can't force them to come in and get help. You can't make them understand that they're in trouble. It's just it is what it is, and that's one of those things. But is if they can get them like out of that area, that'd be great. Because like I said, there's no windbreaks. There's no shade. There's only shelter they have is like whatever tent they get from these agencies, and I'm glad the agencies can give them the tents and sleeping bags and whatnot. But still, yeah, I'd like to see them actually get the help that they need and maybe get housed. Maybe they can turn these fields into housing because they were housed before. Then they bought up a bunch of property. The city bought up a bunch of dilapidated buildings, um, hoping that they could convince people to move, people and businesses to move, so they could do something with the freeway system. I have no idea what they were planning on doing, but a lot of the businesses will not move, and a lot of people are like, you don't need my house. And they were saying that they were offering them ridiculously low prices for what the housing market is here. So that's a thing. But yeah, so if they could like turn that into some kind of housing project thing, maybe not, I don't know about a massive one, but maybe they could take that block where the homeless people are and turn it into some kind of rehab center with apartments so these people can like have uh something. Because that's one of the problems I notice with the way they do rehabs is that they do the rehab, they get you clean, and then they kick them out. Where are they gonna go? How are they gonna get a job? So it has to be more like these people got low because of a whole bunch of reasons, things, and they didn't know how to deal with it. So part of getting them back up where they need to be, at least to where they're like semi-functioning members of the community, you have to help them with these issues that they couldn't figure out on their own. That maybe it's housing, maybe it's anger management, maybe it's criminal history. So these rehab programs really need to be more. I don't know if intensive is the right word, but they need to be more. They need to include more services. That needs to be more long term, Because, like, let's face it, most of these people in that field, most people laying out in that field, they aren't just smoking pot and drinking booze. There's a lot worse stuff going on. A lot worse stuff going on. And that's part of the reason why I say me, my little self, I don't have the resources to help them, but I do watch for people who I could help. There aren't that many out there. But yeah. I got a little bit off topic. I was doing really well with my sales, and I'm really glad about that. And the new Kraken's turning out really well. My daughter decided to get me glow yarn. Come on, I got stuck. And I made this Kraken. He just needs his little eyes. And see the sucker portions are the glow materials. It took 6 smalls. The little glow yarn isn't a very big ball, and it's a little bit more expensive because it has the chemicals on it so that it will glow. So that's the do not wash, but it means that I'll probably have to charge a little bit more for the glow in the dark ones when I get more glow in the dark yarn. Because the glow in the dark stuff was more expensive, and I'll have to have a little tag on it that says don't wash, do not wash, UV reactive, do not wash. And then like washing will wash off the chemical that's a glow. It'll still be black light reactive, but if you want it so that you can be seen at night, you'll have to get some kind of UV light. I guess whoever might buy it, they might want to get a UV light. It does glow from the light bulb, but it's not very bright. So get like a UV light or something, and yeah. I think that's the purple one. But yeah, and I got another Kraken, and I sold a Kraken the other day. So my check is looking nice. I got booth costs covered. My check is looking nice. It's only like the 11th. Plus I have 300 still on my food stamps because we haven't really been eating that much. Even though the roommate has been annoying me by eating my food, the food is still stretching a little better than I was expecting it to, especially with Eli not eating as much now that he's got ulcers. I mean, he's still snacking, but he's not eating like he used to eat like 2 portions in one meal. Now he's not doing that anymore. Trying to encourage him to eat more than one meal. Like maybe have like the small dinner and then like some yogurt, maybe a cheese snack or fruit. But it's hard to keep fruit in the house because there's 5 people and you get certain fruit and they just disappear. So yeah, that's a thing. So but that happens. Sorry to spend my food stamps and didn't realize it. Yeah, but there's always stuff I can get. There's chili, canned stew, canned vegetables, canned meats, canned fruits. Just stick them in the Lazy Susan. And then, of course, cheap noodles. Oh my goodness. John and Shania are so easy to please when I buy extra food because you get these cheap noodles and they just love it. They love the macaroni and cheese. So Rice and Roti has some nice flavored noodles that are fairly cheap. Get flavored rice too. Yeah, so I'm doing pretty good right now, so I can't complain too much. Maybe that's why my brain got a little focused on the homeless. I really wish there was more I could do for them, but like I said, I really can't, because if you start giving them things, they just keep hanging out at your place, and then whatever problems that put them in the field are at your place. So we don't really, yeah, we don't want that. It's bad enough we got the druggies parking in front of my house like he thinks he owns the block. I think the cops might have caught that guy because they caught somebody not too long ago. Kind of the way they described him, it sounded like that guy. So I'm hoping that guy don't come back because I don't want that guy on my property. Plus, I mean, me deliberately making eye contact with him and giving that I know what you're up to. Look, I totally mommed the guy. I do that. I don't know if he's gonna come back, or at least park in front of my house. I mean, seriously, dude. Seriously. You don't own the block. You're just some dude that thinks you're tougher than you are. One bullet and you're down like everybody else. I mean, seriously. I mean, I don't have a gun, but somebody else does. Yeah, I got like 2 or 3 neighbors that have guns. One of my roommates has a gun. somebody that works for the school may actually have a gun. I don't think he can bring it in the building, but I think he has it in his car, which is usually parked right in front of my house. Or like in that area. I know that half the staff at the school do have tasers. Um, and it's not because of the kids, it's because of the homeless people, because they'll come up to the fence and they'll start being weird with the kids, and I've helped the staff chase them off several times. Yeah, so I know they're trying to clean it up. They are. So, yeah. I think maybe I'm fussing on the homeless because my situation's getting better, and I'm thinking about them and can I do something? And then I see these other things like posts online where these people locally need help, but I don't know if I can help them right now. And then the information for their GoFundMe's or whatever just kind of fucked off. So, I mean, it's probably out there somewhere, but I don't know how to look it up. So, yeah, so when I find out if I have money and I do want to help these people, because the one that I noticed was somebody's house burnt down and they had like multi generations living under the one roof, and they're trying to figure out how to get it all organized. Like all their stuff burnt because apparently the place went pretty fast, so they just like grabbed the little ones and took off. And like half these people don't even have their shoes, and there's no coats, no shoes, just the clothes they had on their back, and that's not good. So I wanted to help them, but I probably can't help them that much either because I have very limited resources. And then there's this Ukrainian family that just came over. At least I think they're Ukrainian. The post was very broken English, reminds me of Ukrainian, and they're refugees from bombings. So yeah, so they're trying to get it all together so that they want to get into a house, and get their paperwork in order so they can get jobs. I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. I have no problem with that. Um, that's the other one that I wanted to give money to. But like I said, I have to get through these appointments and then see what I have, and I don't know where the GoFundMe pages went because they kind of fucked off. I mean, I could probably find it. Um, I just don't really know how to do that at the moment. So, yeah, I'm being very community minded today. I'm getting a lot of my stuff done. I'm seeing better things in my future, and I'm really hoping that I can help other people out with their futures. I just don't want to do too much. You know what I mean? I don't want to do too much. There's just but I think I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm trying to get you guys to interact so we have something to talk about. What kind of things do you guys do to help out your community? That's a question. I know a lot of people don't have a lot of money, but are there things that you can do to help the community? If you don't have a lot, you want to help people out. Yeah. What do you guys do for your community? I'll leave you with that. I'll talk to you later. Bye.